Hi, James. Thanks for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm curious, with everything that's going on in America right now, I saw the post that you made. I'm curious your thoughts of the NFL overall's response to racism in America these past couple weeks, and your fellow players' response. Seems like there's been a little bit more speaking out over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, I think everybody's trying to speak out a little bit more. A lot more people are getting more comfortable, letting everybody know how they feel. And I think that's important. I know some people might not understand that racism and things of that nature still exist, but it does. And, the color of your skin, unfortunately, comes with, different things in America. So just trying to raise people's awareness, trying to make changes. And it's sad that things like the George Floyd situation have been going on year after year and time after time. So people have to be held accountable for things like that, and some laws need to be changed, some people's actions need to be changed. But it all starts with a conversation. I think with all these people speaking up, it's only going to help.
Gotcha. Thank you, James.
Next question, Kyle Hightower, followed by Levin Reed. Go ahead, Kyle.
Hey, James. I appreciate the time.
From
Along those lines, the recent, George Floyd's recent death kind of shone a light on what Kaepernick was trying to protest during his demonstrations recently. Those protests obviously subsided a lot last season, but in light of what Roger Goodell said recently about now, supporting players peacefully protesting, I wonder if you think that those protests, or demonstrations rather, will pick up this season by players, and also, do you plan to demonstrate anyway?
I mean, I'm sure we'll figure something out as a team. Not sure exactly what that'll be, but I'm sure guys will peacefully protest in some type of form or fashion. But, Colin Kaepernick raised for a situation like these a while back, and people continue to try and raise awareness about it. But now I think the world's kind of seeing how a bunch of people feel, and I think everybody's trying to understand and get a better grasp of everything. So, like I said, things will change in a positive manner.
Thanks, James.
Next question, Levin Reed, followed by Mark Daniels.
Hey, James, how's it going? I hope you're doing well.
Sure.
We were able to talk to Devin McCourty, and he said about the 11 o'clock meetings. And he said it's been a little bit strange for specifically this team, because you guys talk about football all the time, and now you put football on the back burner, so to speak. How strange has that been to change the focus when your focus usually has only been on football?
It's been a little different. I said everything being virtual and not being at OTAs and minicamp and things of that nature. But I think the meetings were effective. I think guys learned, coaches challenged us as much as they could to, tap in and learn new information. I think everybody made the most of the situation that was put in front of us. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but like I said, during that time of football, everybody was locked in, and like I said, we spoke on situations that were going on in the world as a team, so everybody is a better understanding as well.
Thank you.
Next question will go, hang on a second, it's Mark Daniels, followed by Mike Giardi.
Thanks, Stacey. Hey, James, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good, man. So I know your father is in law enforcement, and how has that sort of shaped your outlook to what's going on? Because obviously you see it sort of from both angles as, an African-American male, plus growing up in a household where a dad, worked in law enforcement.
Yeah, I see both sides of the perspective. But at the same time, my dad always taught me, even though he is a cop, things of that nature, his uniforms, all things of that nature, he's just a black man in society. And those things same thing that happened to George Floyd, can happen to me, happen to my dad, happen to any person of color in this world. So it doesn't matter how much money you make, what job you have. If somebody, feels the need or that they're more important or that they're, have more power than you, if they trying to make a statement or whatever they might be doing, they can take somebody's life. So, my dad always made me aware of what I should do when I get pulled over, things of that nature, how to, treat cops, things of that nature. So, I see both sides, and I've heard a lot of stories from my dad's perspective, so it always helped shape me growing up.
No, thank you for that answer. I just have one other one for you. I know back in, I think it was 17, when you were a part of some of your teammates that did kneel before the Houston game. What do you remember about that? And was that, how difficult of a situation was that for you guys even to do it at the time? Because I know it was so polarizing back then.
Yeah, I think people's awareness wasn't as heightened back then, but I think a couple of our teammates, we just wanted to stand with Cap. We understood what he was trying to protest, and being Black people in America, we understood exactly what he was talking about. So like I said, it was difficult at the time. Like I said, some people might not have understood, and some people might just didn't want to understand. But like I said, with everything going on in the world today, I think it's important that people educate themselves, do a little research, and just find ways to understand how America works.
Thanks, James.
Next question, Mike Giardi, followed by Mike Jagger.
James, thanks for doing this. There's been a lot of discussion over the last couple of weeks that this feels different than it ever has before. I'm curious if you feel like it's been different and why maybe that it sort of latched on this time as opposed to, say, when Cap did it 4 years ago.
I think it's just the amount of people that are speaking out. I think when Cap first was doing his protest, I think some people didn't have the courage or whatever it might have been to speak out and talk about it. I think the NBA, they made their stance on it and everything, but I think a lot of guys in the NFL were kind of shy or kind of scared to speak their mind. But now, since more and more people are, I think everybody's sharing their stories and feel, whether they're white, Black, Latino, everybody different. I think it's important that everybody tries to understand one another. So that's how the world works. We gotta work together to understand, make things better.
Thank you.
Next question, Mike Petraglia, followed by Mike Reese.
Thanks a lot, Stacy. Hope you're doing well, James, and staying safe with your family. Kind of a two-part question from my perspective. What do you think about the support of the Patriots organization for this movement? I know Robert Kraft just pledged, I think it was $1 million towards different organizations to support the fight against racism. And secondly, given the fact that you guys have so many veterans on the team, does that help in a time like this to kind of, like you said earlier, craft a message that can serve as, solidarity behind this movement?
I'd say the Patriots organization has always been behind its players. Mr. Kraft has been doing things like this even before this situation has arisen. And a lot of guys on the team have been working actively in the community. Guys like Devin, Jason McCourty, Matt Slater, they've been going out trying to get laws changed to help the youth and things of that nature. They've always showed a great example of what should be done and how things can be done to make positive change in the world. And it's good to have that veteran leadership and leadership from Mr. Kraft. Like I said, when you walk into the building, you learn the outreach that they're trying to make into the community, trying to make positive change, and you learn it from day one as soon as you step in.